right on. All right, hey guys, what's going on? My name's Chris Hopkins. This is your best life defined. How you doing today? Doing really good. I'm on a roll right now. I woke up today and I'm looking at what I have in front of me. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. We finally hit some warm weather, so I'm loving that. Getting out of this tin can I call my life. Might be funny for you to hear me say that, but it's the truth. I know this house, this RV isn't my dream home. It isn't. I don't wake up every day going, "Oh my God, I have an RV and it's so beautiful." I wake up every day and I think to myself, "Well, this working pretty good for letting me launch my life, for letting me have access to the things I love to do." Right? That's really where it's at. I mean, think about it. When you was a kid, you weren't running around going, "Hey, mom, can I clean my room? Can I clean? Hey, mom, can I unload the dishwasher, please?" Just because we get older, that shit doesn't change. It doesn't change. You just because you're 40 now and you have a job and you have all these responsibilities, it doesn't change the fact that you really love to play, right? And yet here we are. You probably woke up this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30, drug your butt out of bed, probably drank a little too much wine or maybe some beer last night, even though you said early on in the day, "We're not drinking tonight," right? Oh no. And then we do anyway, right? Whole day full of things you have to do, and maybe if you're fortunate, there's a couple of them there that you actually love to do. Maybe you actually have had the time to squeeze in going to the gym, or maybe you fish once a week or whatever it is. But aside from that, the majority of your life, if you really take a look at it, is about grinding it out. It's about supporting the choices you've made, right? Got to take the car and need alignment. It's got a chip in the windshield. Got to take it to the glass place because it'll chip, and that's $400. Got to go mow the lawn. Oh, the mower's not working. Got to take it in and have it serviced. Oh, what do we all have to do? Oh, the fence blew down. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And yet there you are. You're the same person you've always been over there when you was a kid. You could spend the entire day playing dress up, getting all dolled up. Nothing better than going out with your besties, right? All dolled up, got your lipstick on and all that, right? Doing your thing. Gee, when's the last time you got a massage? When's the last time you haven't even seen your girlfriends, right? Taking pride in how you look. What do you suppose happens to that? You know, that motivation, that change, we transition. I mean, and I look in the mirror, man, I wish the hell I'd have got on this a lot sooner because I am way out of time, right? Do you know why your life looks like it does? Let me back you up. While you're thinking about that, while you're thinking about why you think your life might look like it does, here's the other question. Do you know why you actually gave up focusing on having fun? Focusing on waking up every day, doing things that make you feel good inside, that actually inspire you, energize you, get you excited. The things like, those things we're not supposed to work at, we're not supposed to do for a job, right? The smartest guy in the world is the guy who knows he loves fishing, so he buys a charter boat and he takes people out fishing. And people say, "Well, no, you turned it into work, you turned it into a job." Well, yeah, you kind of did. You turned it into a job, right? But it's not painful. It's not painful. You're letting these people pay for your equipment. When you retire, guess what? You have the best ass fishing boat in the world. You know more about sailing, more about doing what you love to do than you ever imagined because you got to spend your time doing it. And there's some people who say, "Well, I don't do what I love as a job because then it turns into a job and I never have the time to do what I love." I don't know. That's up to you, right? That's up to you. Just because you love hunting doesn't mean you have to lead every hunting expedition. I don't know if you realize this, but people actually can learn how to do the things you do. So let's say you love hunting. Yeah, you grind it out, you get it set up, you find someone that's competent, you train them to be competent, and they tell them 3 days a week, "You're running this, bud, and I'm going to pay you for it." And then 3 days a week, guess what? You're hunting. But before you can take any of those choices, before you can actually head down that path, and I think that's the reason that we're so resistant to this whole idea of living our best life, that is working our ass off so we have access to things we love, is that we don't even understand why we've chosen what we've chosen. Think about it. Why does your life look exactly like your neighbor's? And people go, well, I don't know, that's crazy. What kind of a crazy ass question is that, right? What kind of a crazy question is that? Well, that's a valid question. This is how you do it. This is American dream. Well, sure is. How does it feel? Let me back it up. Ever since men have been on the earth, ever since the inception of advertising, people have been trying to sway us to a certain way of thinking. What we don't realize is the impact of that has increased exponentially because we have these amazing devices called cell phones. Little computers, little bulletin boards that we plop in front of our face voluntarily that feed us information that continually remind us of what happiness looks like, what success looks like, how we need to be, how to be famous. Woo! Whole world is full of people wanting to sell us something to get our attention, to attract our attention for some benefit that is not ours. It's funny, I don't fit in LinkedIn. I don't fit in on social media. I don't fit in on Twitter. You know why? Because I'm one of the few people in the world who isn't doing what they're doing because I want to be a millionaire. I've never seen a larger collection of people in any one space. They're just like sharks. And for a person like me, or for the novice going into LinkedIn who don't understand what's going on, we're the school of fish, and this is where the fish all gather, and then the sharks swim around the outside and they pick us off. Oh no, I'll tell you what, hey, no, this is the answer to all of your dreams. $3,000, here you go. $1,000, here you go. I can make everything come true. People look at me and they're like, well, what are you selling? Well, I'm not selling anything. Well, that don't make any sense. I know, weird, huh? Weird. Yeah. Well, it kind of does, though. It does. It makes perfect sense. This thing, it's coming around. I learned from the best. I learned from the champion of what it means to give. If you want to know someone who gives, it's Sydney Cummings. Sydney Cummings gives. Sydney Cummings is a YouTube star. She has 1 million subscribers, and she gives exercise away. She gives health away. She gives advice away. And did it benefit her? Yeah, oh hell, yeah, she's doing great. Was that her intention? Yeah. And that's what I'm doing. You have to believe it. I'm going to have a book on for sale. You want to buy it? Buy it. You don't want to buy it? I'm okay with that. We're still friends. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop showing up. I still care about you, right? The universe has a way of doing that. If you believe in anything, in the goodness of this experience called living, you have to believe that by stepping up and just doing the right thing, and by waking up every day with a kind heart and a good attitude, and the big thing is appreciation. If you're not doing anything with your life, there's a severe lack of appreciation for what you have, for the opportunity for you to wake up and have the choice. People wasting their lives in a bottle of vodka. You know what? I don't mind drinking. But there's so much more to life. There's so many things in life we can do that take us far beyond that. Do you know why your life looks like it does? Because you don't have the recipe to change it. You don't have the recipe for change it. It isn't about hard work. It isn't about endurance or your ability to face struggle, because let's face it, look at the past week. Look at how many things you did that you didn't want to do, that you don't like to do, that suck. And what's interesting is that'll continue. And the ticket to changing it is learning how to execute a new plan on a regular basis, to consistently execute a new plan. It's simple. Let's go through it real quick before we call this a wrap. Let's talk about this. The plan is simply this. The reason that your life looks like it does, and the reason that you aren't accomplishing your goals in any direction, is simply because you haven't created the vision. We can only become what we can see. And maybe the reason that vision hasn't been created is because you don't know enough about it. Maybe you don't have a skill set, or you haven't exposed yourself to what it takes to become that. That's fine. That's okay. Start somewhere. Pick it. Pick one thing in your life you would love to change. Pick it. Got it in your head? Now imagine what your life would be once that's changed. Maybe it's financial. Maybe imagine, here, let me give you something you can work with here. Let me give you something. Imagine that the amount of debt you have were instantly cut in half, and all of the money that that was committed to that debt is now free and clear to do whatever you want to do with. Imagine the things you could do. You could go on a long-ass vacation. You could put that money away and save it. And when you have a 6 months worth of wages, you could quit your job for 6 months and go travel or just hang out or do your thing. I mean, imagine what that would do. Pretty good picture, isn't it? What's in your way? What's stopping you as far as skills? Do you know how to do it? Or do you know how to do a budget? You have to acquire, in order for you to make that happen, you have to acquire an ability to generate that revenue, to earn that money, or to reduce that debt, right? Well, you do it a couple of ways. You could say, okay, I'm going to get a side job on the weekends, and what I'm going to do is every penny of that money I earn from that side job is going to go towards my debt, or it's going to go into savings so I can have enough money to quit working for 6 months, right? And you remove hurdles. You can't hang out every Friday night getting drunk if you got an early morning Saturday job, right? Stop. It does two things. It saves money and it prepares you for your goal, right? Gets you energized. And then you take that action every day. And once you initiate it, you take it every day, day in, day out. My next one of my books is going to be how to do 365 podcasts in 365 days. And the bottom line is it's going to be a story about how to do what I'm doing here. But if you remove the podcast, and you plug in how to get your master's degree, how to become a famous artist, how to become an artist, how to become a mentor, how to become a teacher, how to enhance your relationship to the point you wake up and you're like, God, I can't believe who I'm married to. I can't believe who this person is becoming. I can't believe who we're becoming. If you're going to change your life, if you want to add anything to your life, the first thing you have to do is be honest with yourself. And that's where it gets difficult. Who wants to admit that the relationship isn't going the way you want it to, that you don't wake up all enamored with that person you married, that person you share your life with? But until you address it, until you acknowledge the truth in how you feel, you'll never take action towards changing it. Be honest with yourself. Today, for the rest of the day, or maybe tomorrow, take a day and just take account of what you do and how it feels. Take account of why you do what you do and the true benefit of it. Working that job that sucks so you can go home to that fancy big house and in your mind believe the world thinks you're just amazing. But when you really look at it, all you want to do is go fishing. All you want to do is just have a little time where you don't have to be rushing around, racing from one thing to the next, right? I don't know, guys. I keep working at it. I keep showing up. I come here every day and I think to myself, oh, sometimes I just feel like I'm off the mark. And maybe I am. Do you know why your life looks like it does? It's because you haven't chosen anything different. And when you do choose it, sometimes you miss it. Sometimes you miss it because you just don't have the skills. So I don't know. I'm going to keep showing up because I'm not going to miss it. It can only get better from here. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate the comments. Listen, like I said, I'm not sure where this is going after the 365, but I can tell you there's something to do with Zoom. I think that'll probably work for me. That would be a great way for us to get together and actually talk and collaborate on ways that we can help each other achieve our success. So keep that in mind. Let's not forget the kindness. Until next time, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.